Oh, we're so slow and dumb and shitty.
Why did that guy have to die?
Jordan Grace on Twitter causing drama. Even Chavo Guerrero Jr. had to tweet out saying Jordan Grace lost a lot of credibility with what she said. And what she's about to say, she's only saying because she's a girl and she thinks it's acceptable. She thinks she's talking about a murderer, so she could just take him down a peg and it's okay. It's not okay if you sound fucking retarded doing it. So Jordan says, this is going to be the coldest take I ever tweet on this Twitter app. I already know y'all are going to be mad. I don't think Benoit could 100% hang with most of the present-day best wrestlers. First of all, Chuck Taylor can hang with all the wrestlers today. So, no, Benoit could hang with any wrestler from any fucking era. Chris Benoit is not a looker. He has no charisma. He has no promo ability. Everything he did was work rate. He became world champion with that. This is like the greatest worker of all time we're talking about. And I'm afraid kids today don't even know. I think they're as dumb as her. She's an idiot. She truly believes this. And people her age might be this fucking stupid. I don't think Benoit could 100% hang with most of the present-day wrestlers. He would not be able to remember matches. Okay, is that her technicality, Gino? Is she just saying because of concussions? Because maybe remembering matches is what makes this era fucking shit. Maybe you go out there and you go on the feel of the crowd. Maybe you call a match in the ring, Gino. Can they not do that anymore?
I think what she is trying to say is, yes, because of his concussions, because of how messed up his brain is, if he was still alive and working today, he would not be able to hang with people like Jonathan Gresham, like Bryan Danielson, like CM Punk even, or any of these other big wrestlers who we consider as some of the best.
You think
Hangman Page
Bryan Danielson has had more concussions than this motherfucker? He's a retard. He has a concussion right now. He had no shoulders over his concussions. Now, this CTE thing is like a big mystery. Like, we have to study your brain later to find out, oh, my God, Demaryius Thomas had stage 2, heading into stage 3. He remembered all the plays, though, Gino.
And thankfully, in the coming years, hopefully we will figure this out and learn what the issues really do come.
Is there one example, Gino, of Benoit not remembering a spot ever?
Not that I can recall off the top of my head, but I can look back at old Benoit matches and I'll let you know.
And why would anyone have to remember a fucking spot? And if you forget a match, he'll do 1,000 squats backstage. This generation couldn't even keep up with Benoit backstage, let alone in the ring. This guy would do 500 squats if he missed his clothesline. And I don't see these fat fucks like Jordan Grace doing that, Gino. Every young person thinks everything happening now in my era, in every industry, not just wrestling, even basketball, this happens a lot too. It must be light years ahead of the past. That's how evolution works, right? No, you're not as good as Michael Jordan. You're not as good as Charles Barkley. And you're not as good as Chris Benoit. And this using WWE as the barometer for wrestling work rate is ridiculous. This idea that AEW showed up in 2019, so wrestling was never that fast before, is false. ECW in the 90s had a higher work rate than AEW, and it was a hell of a lot more dangerous with their style. And the sequences they were putting together took a lot more memorization than anything Jordan Grace did, Gino.
And that's thinking maybe Jordan Grace, but I think when she brought out this tweet, she was talking with Jonathan Gresham, who is the greatest wrestler right now today, who understands the technical aspect. And maybe she was like taking into consideration what he does and realized that Chris Benoit, he was great. He was a great technical wrestler, but Jonathan Gresham is just that much better.
Gresham is nothing as close to Benoit's status. He's not even close to making anything look real. I saw Gresham in the corner. What was he doing? A bunch of chops and ducking a clothesline into No, it was ducking clotheslines one after another. Remember this spot? I can't be the only one who remembers this. It looked so fake and fucking stupid. A midget ducking a clothesline. Then another guy ducking his clothesline. Then he's ducking a clothesline. It was a dance like every piece of shit wrestling match is today. And if you have to remember that, you suck. If you can't remember to duck a clothesline 9 times, maybe that's better for the rest of us. This was so embarrassing. Can I get a video of that spot? There's no way people let this. Look at it. Look at that. Look at how easy it was to find on Twitter. Oh, yeah. Gresham Castle. We ain't going to. Oh, my God. Look at this tweet. My favorite part about this Castle and Gresham sequence isn't even the multiple dodges, which I enjoyed. It's how into it the boys are. This is how fucking dumb wrestling fans are. They're just like Gino. They're just like Jordan Grace. That the worst thing can happen in front of them, and they'll go, Benoit couldn't do that. Look at how fucking shit this is. This is legendarily bad. Look at this. Oh, we're so slow and dumb and shitty. and we can't wrestle. Max Caster wouldn't be caught dead doing some gay shit like this. It wasn't even close. It's a ducked. He's ducking a midget's chop. Oh, Gino, look at this shit.
It's a good spot. It's just one spot of an entire match. You just want to comment on one spot when there's a good match here. Yeah. And then there's a later match that you actually became a big fan of where you felt Rocky Romero on Impact.
When you're telling stories, one part can ruin the whole fucking story. One time, Shawn Michaels was wrestling, the greatest of all time. And his green manager, Diesel, took a chair and started slamming it into the metal ring post.
Hug Glisten 07 has grit and says Benoit would get dizzy doing this.
Shawn Michaels wrote in his book, decades later, he lost the crowd in that moment because of his dumb fuck rookie manager taking a chair and smashing a ring post for no reason, not knowing why he was even doing it. That'll take someone out of a match and you'll never get him back. Just like this shit spot, Gino. And you got to understand every part of a match matters. And one part can ruin the rest. Tyler, what do you think of Gresham? Is this the first you've seen of him?
That's the first I've seen of him, and that was fucking terrible, and I can't stand wrestling fans today. All these smarks, all these Genos that are going in, oh man, look how into it these guys are. They're really just fucking rocking it out there. Don't you love to see it? Or everyone freaking out and loving that Asuka and Becky are checking on each other after a fucking match like they're really back there fucking really with the biz. I can't stand this fucking shit coming from people nowadays. Another reason why I'm off of Twitter.
And this was humiliating, Gino. You'll never find Benoit doing anything that fake. He made the fakest thing in the world, pro wrestling, look real.
And he did occasionally, but saying it's because of the people he worked with occasionally.
No,
like,
it's not because of the Miz. It's not because of the Miz that Benoit's matches looked real. It's because of Benoit. Well, are you a fucking retard fuckface? Are you really going to give credit to the people Benoit beat the shit out of for why every Benoit match looked amazing?
And it takes two to tango. That's the whole big thing.
No, it doesn't.
So that's why
Benoit
and Angle are two of the best wrestlers of all time.
We're not talking about the Kurt Angle match. That match sucked. And, of course, that's the only one you know. The overrated piece of shit match that looks good on paper from the people who think SmackDown was better than Raw even for one day. It never was. SmackDown always sucked even when The Undertaker was on it. Enough of these fucking bullshit Paul Heyman guys acting like the Friday show was ever any good. To this day, it still fucking sucks. And it's been second-rate its whole existence. Fuck your stupid fifth stage. Chris Benoit and WCW. What about that? You don't know about it, do you?
And here we go with WCW, ECW especially. We go with Chris Benoit, ECW. We have people like Jerry Lynn, RVD, two other great wrestlers who could work with anyone.
Yeah, okay.
Just like Benoit.
What about the Miz?
Make great matches.
What about every other guy Benoit worked? Fuck you. Don't talk anymore. You don't make sense. We're going in circles and you don't make sense. And these Jordynne Graces, these Genos, these are the people who tell you FTR is like the best tag team. No wonder. They've never seen a Benoit career. They don't even know what wrestling looks like. They've never seen the Midnights. So they're like, oh, their song sounds like them. They must be just like them. Well, Midnight Express suck too, so they are just like them. All these kids are playing catch-up in wrestling today. None of the matches are any good. Kenny Omega fucking sucks. The only good wrestler today is Will Ospreay, Tyler.
Will Ospreay, I can agree with you on that one, Kevin. I'm never going to see Will Ospreay as top talent so we can get that fucking U.S. belt off of him. It's a U.S. NJPW belt. That's what makes it 20 times worse.
Wrestling today is slower than it was in the late 90s in ECW, where work rate was prevalent. The shit Tony Khan's ripping off today. He took a private jet to the ECW arena. He wants to recreate it in that Arthur Ashe Stadium, and you can't. It made sense. Sandman made sense, believe it or not. It's not as stiff today. It's a tad slower. And the talent today is all retarded, like Jordynne Grace and Thunder Rosa, who didn't even know Owen Hart died. So they're all fucking retarded, and they can't do what Tony Khan wants them to do. And we're so far away from being Benoit, from being ECW, Terry Funk, real wrestlers. There's none left, Tyler.
None of them. They're all fucking gone. They're all playing video games in the back. They're all worried about what they're going to post with their social media at the same time. They need to make sure that their Twitter is in line with their character. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Look at this. Let's look at some of the replies. Jordynne Grace replied to herself, proving a point. I said something very lightly critical about him. No, you didn't. You said he couldn't hang with 100% of the wrestlers today. And she might have said 100% wrong, but I'm going to use it right for her. That's what she meant. He couldn't hang. He could hang with everyone. No one in this fucking business could hang with Benoit today. Go to the dungeon for a week. Even Natalya graduated there. None of these fucking kids could pull it off. People jump to defend him. You're damn right we do, because we're not Jordan Grace, we're not defending a murderer. We're defending a business that is going into the shitter in front of us. And you're acting like you're better than when it was great. We're defending Benoit and wrestling as a whole from fucking shitbags like you who can't even explode a ring today. It's fucking terrible. He should never be defended. And this is the thing. This is what I said to start this. Because he's a murderer, she thought she could take free shots. And we should never defend him. No, we will defend him. Because we're defending wrestling, not just Benoit. Dude lost the right when he gave his 7-year-old Xanax and strangled him. No, he didn't. He didn't lose the right to be one of the best workers of all time. That will always be true. And this right here is such a cop-out, Tyla. The idea that, well, remember, he didn't kill anyone. Benoit never murdered anyone. It was Kevin Sullivan, Tyla.
Why did that guy have to die? He wasn't even 45. Hold your loved ones tight. Tomorrow they might not be there. Now where his kid's gonna be? When dad dies, he can't be there. Did he know the end was near? When he walked into the clearing, what will the future bring now that Brody Lee can't be there?